One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
From the heart of Appalachia, located under a shopping mall near the city that moves mountains, you're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum.
Greetings.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
What's up, Flockers?
Good morning, everyone. I hope your morning is going good. We've been talking on StreamYard and TikTok a little bit earlier, and we've had a great time. You can be sure to watch that stream by going to, Flockingqueen 138 on Twitch? Well,
no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Queen of the Flock 138.
Okay. Well, okay. Whoops. Sorry. Hit my mic cord back here. You can also go to the updated here to teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky.gov website. Click on, I think it is about, and there is a button that says watch us now. Takes you directly to what she said the username was. So,
Jesus, it's like it's the first time we're doing a show.
You made your own calls. This is a big moment.
So the website has been updated. There is some things that I'm going to change around, and I'm going to add a merch page and a second page with the flood relief stuff. But it has been updated, and I'm going to be awesome. I'm going to be honest. It looks fucking awesome. So, if you guys
go click the clickables.
And you can, and I'm pretty sure it's like the second page that says about. You can watch us now, and boom, takes you right to it. You can watch us now. So, Dr. B is missing. He moved out of the area. He moved on, and we wish him the best of luck. I do really quick want to say a very special thank you to Obi of the Strange, Dixon09, Stephen from the UK, Poison Apple, and 8 other listeners who contacted me after last week's show and made contributions and donations to the East Kentucky Flood Relief website. And, if you listen to that show and you liked it, thank you very much. That really means a lot to us. I've had a few texts and a couple of emails, people wanting to nominate and recognize that show for a award. Please don't do that, because we don't do this for awards. I didn't do that for an award. I just wanted to make people aware and help my area. So, and you're scrolling through their website. What do you think about it?
I like it. I was like, I gotta check this out.
Now, see, on the contact page, the picture, I think I'm going to move it to that page about the big picture that I made. And
I like that.
So, but I think I'm going to move it to the about page. But like I said, it is completely updated. And we also have some special people added on the links page that you can go to. I think it's friends of the show is okay.
Hey,
you see, reading with
I do
Rebecca, and we got Shipwreck, we got Chaotic. The other one goes to the Short Shit Show. The Chaotic one goes to his TikTok account. Shipwreck goes to her YouTube page, and we have Ship Mess on there. Hey, you get busy.
Hey.
So and the layout on that, I tried to put those all the same, but I wasn't able to. But
you know what? I'm here for it. I like it. This is awesome, Goose. Good job.
Thank you very much. We only updated it back in January, so I figured it was time to update it again. And I'm going to try my damnedest to update it at least every 2 weeks. So,
I mean, it's not like y'all just suffered a catastrophic event out there that trapped everybody in their homes. So what else were you going to do?
Well, no.
And with that being said, folks, you can go to secure.ky.gov, and there is an actual special link for 101% donations to Eastern Kentucky. We sent a bunch of water cases out that we had. We had a lot of truckers coming in and going out that way. Ohio Task Force 1, they brought 11 different vehicles and apparatus down with them to help join the party last week. Unfortunately, it has been raining here almost every day.
Yes, it
for
is.
several hours a day, and it's several inches in a very short time of day. I know just in the South Central area, we got 2.5 inches of rain in 3 hours one morning. What I had to drive through to get to work, not nearly as bad as what Goose and everybody out in Eastern Kentucky is dealing with. But the state in general is hurting with this. 6 months ago, we had half the state get leveled with tornadoes. 6 months later, we get the other half of the state that's gone underwater with Atlantis. So just keep the Kentuckians in your prayers, people.
And it makes me wonder what's going to happen next in our state. I mean, because it seems like for the last 6 weeks, something's always been going on. Darian and myself are going to go to my mom's today we're going to go to my mom's after we do the show today. Before we get there, we're going to stop and drop off we're going to stop at a couple of places and drop off some supplies and stuff that people have requested and messaged me for. It's just, you put the website up, teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky.gov. Thank you very much for doing that. My mom, everybody loves her. She is going to be on the show for a full episode this month. Her internet is spotty right now. I have talked to her several times a day since this happened. And she asked me Thursday, she's like, can you and Darian come over and do a little work around the house? My fence, she has a chain link fence, has got some debris caught in it. Can you come and move that? I'm like, yeah, it's no problem. She's like, there's a small tree too. Do you think you all could chop that up or saw it up and move it? I'm like, yeah. So then she calls yesterday and she's like, I was just thinking, do you and Darian have tetanus shots? I'm like, well, I had one back in April when I cut my finger on my pickup truck, when I cut my thumb. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure Darian had one when he, first started as a safety officer. I said, why? She said, well, if you guys are going to be in the creek, I just wanted to make sure you had tetanus shots. I'm like, whoa, wait just a minute. You never told me I would be getting in a creek. Why am I getting in a creek? She's
surprise,
like,
motherfucker.
Yeah. She's like, well, that's where the tree's at. I'm like, you said the tree was on the creek bank, and it was like a little tree that me and him could just pick it up and move it. And so then she said, well, it's close to a creek. You may get in a creek. I'm like, well, okay. All right. Sounds good to me. So, I love my mom, though. She definitely cracks me up. So I am looking forward to having her on the show. I'm going to send her the week that she's going to come on, and we don't have the date set as of yet, but I'm thinking it may be the 21st or 28th. Next Sunday, we're going to have a guy that's from back in this part of the state. He's going to be on with us. His name is Adam. But it will either be the 21st or 28th. My mom will be on an entire show. But before we do get her on, I'm going to send her a Zoom link just to show her how the video stuff works. Because the way that she surprised me with the being in the creek, I have not told her that she'll be on video. So, surprise.
Tit for tat.
Yep, definitely. We can get started with some email. And Dirtydan, I emailed you a second email yesterday, and I said disregard the last one. Just go ahead and just read that one this week that I said disregard, and save the one that I sent you and told you to substitute it. Just read that too.
Just read all of it. You're muted.
We can't hear you.
Yes, you can. All right. So, first up, this was supposed to be read by me last week. However, I had daddy duties and looking for Bigfoot. I still haven't found that bastard.
A week before it was supposed
Couple
to be
weeks
read.
ago.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that one. And this comes from Cox Lover. Says, my question is for Dirtydan. With Flockfest quickly approaching, are you going to be grilling for the flockers? If so, what are you grilling and how are you going to prepare it? I will be grilling as well as a smoking. I don't have the final menu for that yet because I have a poll open to our invitees, if that's what they're called.
Flockers.
Yeah, the festers. And so basically when they decide on that, it's going to be what?
Smoked bat wings.
I'm just still losing it over the festers. Smoked bat wings. Okay, I'm done.
Brisket, pork, chicken, burgers, dogs. I think I had other stuff in there.
And a fuck ton of sides for all of us that don't eat any of that.
Yes. Yeah. So, maybe check back in 2 or 3 weeks and we'll see what that menu looks like there, buddy.
Brisket's good, though. I mean, it's really good. You've at least tried it, right, Rebecca?
Oh, his brisket is like I look at it and I was like, fuck, that smells good. And then I remember like, no, I can't. It's not going to happen.
Brisket's not pork.
I know, but like, like red meat, it just doesn't. I'm just not here for it. It smells good.
Yeah, you said it smells good, and you say it 98 times, and then you see it, and you see me cut it, and you say, "Man, that looks good," and then you're like, "No, I can't." And then a half hour later, you're eating a piece of it and go, "Oh my god, that's so good," but I can't.
I just like dip my finger in the sauce.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I am looking forward to eating some of your meat, though.
I think everybody is.
Can't be beat.
That's exactly right.
And once you put my meat in your mouth, you're gonna want to swallow.
Oh my god.
Rebecca, we'll let you go next on the email there.
Goose,
Yes.
you only sent me the show format.
Okay.
No, I'm looking at listener email. It says from Goose to me and you.
Yeah, she got locked
I got
out.
jacked out of my email, so we had to forward it.
Let me, let's see.
My email account got deleted.
Let me go forward that one really quick to, her email got, who knows, man. We have had computer problems. They have been plaguing us for quite a while now. And I think I just forwarded that. She actually told me to start sending it to her, to the different email address I just sent. So,
okay. So this is from, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is from Doc Brown. Hello, everyone. Long-time listener, but this is my first time writing in. I want to send my sympathy to everyone in Goose's area that was affected by the floods. I first heard about it the day or two after it happened. I saw it on Fox National News. I had a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach that it was in the Bunker Studio general location. When I listened to the show on Sunday, I got very emotional. It was an excellent show. It was very moving, and by the end of the episode, it made me realize how blessed I am. My family and I are sending love and prayers. Roswell.
Thank you very much. It took a while. I worked a lot. I put in about 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours on that show as far as creating it. I had no format for it, and that's why I love the format, because it's a guide and I know how to put it together. That one was fly by the seat of my pants, and reading for those of you that's not listened, if you do, want to go back and listen, reading the story, that opened up with the tragic story about the 4 kids. It took me probably about 60 to 70 times reading that to where I was able to take out parts of me crying, and just it was just real emotional, and it's just really emotional. That's all I've got to say about that. Chris writes in and says, I live in northern Michigan, and I have been seeing strange lights in the night sky around a lake that is close to my house. I've Googled recent sightings in my area and haven't found anything about it. Have any of you or your listeners read, saw, or heard anything happening in or near Star Township? If so, please share your story. Simply Confused Chris. I have not. How about you guys?
I mean, there have been strange sightings all over the place, and including there was this, I don't even remember who sent it to me, but there's like in the middle of the ocean somewhere, there's these like red lights.
Yeah, coming up out of the ocean. Yeah. I think Chaotic even mentioned that in one of his TikToks.
Chaotic's on all of the weird shit that's happening.
Oh, no, no. Yeah. Well,
bro, his name's Chaotic.
You say weird shit, but the more that you watch his TikToks and you do a little research, honestly, it all goes back to July 5th, and CERN. And
but it goes back to like April 22nd.
Yeah. It does, but on a grand scale, it is all just mind-blowing. Chris, normally, and I will email you back the website that Dirtydan and myself, I think I texted this to Dirtydan years ago. There's a specific, it's like a mobile data site that we pull our sightings from that we read on the show from time to time, and it is vastly updated. And I've looked on that website after you sent the email. They didn't have anything about it, but I will keep doing research. I will email you that website. Do not try to open it up on a computer, because I do not think it opens on a computer. It has to be on a smartphone.
Or tablet.
Yes, tablet as well. Some of the comments going there.
Yeah, the fighters, bombers, and TR-3B sightings are all for the drills. It's AT time for the services right now.
Somebody mentioned a little bit before that, and we've always said on the show that you do have more UFO sightings near bodies of water, power plants, military bases, and that just seems to be, I don't know. I mean, hell, it's just, that's where you have a lot of the sightings at. They're close to those three things. Yes, Rebecca.
So it's always the water. We've had now 7 random puddles of water in our house.
Really?
Unexplained.
Okay. Okay.
But so I've done extensive research on fucking water right now. All right.
Okay.
So water not only holds memory, right? It holds emotion. It's water moves in current, right? Currency. It's conductive. It's overflow. It's cleansing. It's purifying. It's emotional. And then you look into like the floods of all of it, right? So the water, it's always going to be the water. Like that's like portals and shit are in the water. Like that's, I mean, look at the Bermuda Triangle.
Look at Stranger Things.
Saturn.
Yeah, definitely Stranger Things. Now, I wanted to ask you something, Rebecca, and if you've not thought about this and it freaks you out after I ask it, I'm sorry. Have you thought about supernatural beings, ghosts, whatever, leaving the water?
That is actually the most logical explanation that I can come up with it, because there's also been an episode of Mystery Blood on one of my puppies. So the only logical conclusion that I have come up with after thoroughly manhandling all of my animals and my tiny psycho, checking for source of blood, no blood on my front porch,
And this is on the puppy that's supposed to be the big protector.
Yeah. And then earlier that day, like that was at dinner time, earlier that day, all the dogs went nuts for no reason, like in the corner of the porch, which is weird because they should have gone towards the gate. So my only logical explanation at this point is that Arctic fought off whatever was in another realm that I couldn't see, because there was no commotion. There was no like I didn't hear anything. And
Right.
You know how my house is set up, like the porch, like you're in the kitchen, you can see and hear all of it.
And that dog was tired and wore out and covered in random fucking blood that was on the top of his coat and not the bottom.
Yeah, like there was
And then-
no source of the blood. It was transfer blood. Listen, I've watched enough Dexter. I know how this works. Okay. So now and then the longest distance between the puddles. So after the blood incident, there was a significant amount of time since the next puddle. And then more recently, the last puddle, the 7th puddle, was in the same spot as the original puddle and the 3rd puddle, and happened while I was in the house and on a live. And it's ice cold, clean water, and it's a lot of it.
Now, have
Yeah,
you?
it is like pure, fresh, glacial drinking water.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here's the other things that we've eliminated. We have eliminated all possible leaks or burst pipes or underneath the house or whatever. We've eliminated all of that. We have eliminated dogs peeing, because it's happened when the dogs weren't even in the house. And also, I'm potty training 3 dogs, used to be 4. And I've worked with animals almost my entire life. I know what dog pee is. Okay, this ain't that.
And all of them together 3 times over couldn't make the size of one puddle.
No, like it's a lot.
Like gallons.
So I'm at the point now where it is either some other something force sending me, and my toaster slipped over, sending me a message about something that I get answers to questions I didn't even know I asked, and I don't know where they go. And then my other thought is like it's my overflow of energy. So I don't know, but yeah, we're totally all aboard on the supernatural train because it ain't anything in this 3D world.
What we do know, though, is it is not what she originally blamed it on, which is me.
Now, you said the water was ice cold as well, correct?
Ice cold.
Ice cold. Like wasn't room temperature, like it had been sitting out. Like if it was pee.
Like should be frozen.
Okay. Now this is, have you all done anything different? Have you made any major changes to the property since the last time I was down there that originally wasn't there, where you may have disturbed something? Okay, now.
I think the blood incident and the water incident are separate.
Okay.
And I think that I don't think the water is malicious. I don't think it's of ill intent.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like, I don't get that, like, oh my God, something's in the house. Now, when we hear the footsteps down the hallway, that's a little like, what are we doing? Is it Ray? Or is Ray walking around? I don't know. It's not the cat knocking anything over either, because there's nothing spilled, and it just appears. Okay.
Now, when you were talking about that, I had one thing come to mind. I'm not going to say any names, but do you think anybody could have put please, like I said, if you've not thought about this, I'm sorry. You think anybody could have put a hex on you?
I think that
you probably know who I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I think that there are people that are still out there that, for whatever reason they have, hate me, like to the core of their being, and go out of their way to try and stop me.
Okay.
They're never going to get to me.
Good.
Speaking of that,
I'm never going to be stopped. Like, it's not going to happen.
Speaking of that, do we want to talk about my trip home Friday night from work?
Yes, please do.
So we had a very, very interesting situation starting about 7 o'clock Thursday night at work that spilled over into the better part of the morning Friday, which then we thought was handled, resolved. Turned out it was not. And then it is very, very late. I am very, very tired. It is very, very dark. And I'm driving home. Now, I was not paying attention to the first half of my trip home behind me. I had a load of pallets and shit on the back of my truck.
Right.
And, you know, I take enough turns and it's a main road that I don't pay attention to who's behind me. However, the second to last road I turn on, the last one being our road, you'll drive into the Kentucky River. And the ferry's been closed because of the water. So it's not like there's a bunch of people that live down there. It's like 4 people that have a 90-foot skywalk over a river on the side of the road. And that's it. I'm on this road and this car has been like on me like white on rice. And I start to think, well, shit. Did he escape custody and get a car and start following me because I was the one that had to handle this situation? And I'm like, fuck, like I slow down, they slow down. I speed up, they speed up. I put the old skinny pedal down and make the road disappear in smoke. And as soon as it clears up, boom, they're right on my ass. I'm like, all right. Okay, well, I'm at the point on this road where I have no cell reception whatsoever. So I have my phone in my hand, waiting to see the signal come back, and I start calling Rebecca because they have now, and I made the turn onto our road very quickly and abruptly, no signal, no warning or nothing, and they were on my ass again. So I'm like, all right, this is how we're going to do it. And I'm trying to call Rebecca, and she won't answer at all. So at this point, I turn into my driveway and I throw it across sideways so that car can't get past or around my truck through the gate. And I come out with my very hard metal flashlight in my hand, about to swing at their fucking door, and out comes fucking Kelly, my mother-in-law.
Mama Flogger. Driving over.
My mother-in-law on her way home from work. And I'm like, Kelly, God damn it. And she's like, what? And I'm like, you don't know the night I've had, so I thought I was getting followed home by someone who's going to do bad harms, and Rebecca's not fucking answering to bring the shotgun down and get the fuck out of here. Just,
She scared
like,
you to death.
I was ready to fucking unload on you. And she goes, well, when I got behind you, I thought that was your truck, but I couldn't tell. And I was like, maybe I should text him. And I was like, no, he's driving. I was like, well, I'll call him. And I'm like, no, because we're going to lose service. I'm like, next time, just fucking do that, please.
That is funny.
I was ready to fucking go.
That is funny.
Then he came home and he had all this like energy that he never got to exert out. He was like,
yeah, I had no idea what to do with my hands for the next 2.5 fucking hours because my adrenaline, it has been a long time since I've gotten to do stuff. And my adrenaline was fucking like Spinal Tap. It was on 11. And there was no way to turn it down to 10.
So he went and blew shit up in the fire.
I manually hand trucked the fucking trash across, and lots of heavy manual labor to try and tucker myself out.
That's a very good distance too.
Yeah, it was. Whew, buddy, I tell you what.
Well, plus you had to dump them all because they were all filled with water because the monsoons came.
Yep. I mean, several 100 pounds more than I thought a trash can could weigh. Yeah, Kelly is lucky that I was focused enough to actually see her right away. Right. Otherwise, I'd probably have to be buying her a new door.
Oh, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. Let me ask you a question. Why did you lead him to your home where you live at? Why didn't you go another way?
Because Goose, I I was trying to get a hold of her, and at that point, it was no return.
Got you. So you thought somebody had already been there as well.
And to be fair,
Okay.
Where are you gonna go?
To be fair,
Well,
our driveway
true.
doesn't look like, you don't know whose
No.
driveway it is. I could have just turned into a random driveway.
Well,
I just happened to throw my shit sideways.
And-
Home field advantage.
And you know, you can actually miss your driveway. Well, you're actually by GPS, it does not tell you where your driveway is at.
No,
So-
the GPS takes you to the logging road.
Yeah, that was that, and that, you know, I'm not going to give the location away, but yeah, but I mean, that is awesome. And I do realize that you thought where you couldn't get up with her, that something may have been wrong. So that's why that makes sense. That makes sense. Was it a mag light that you had?
No, it was a stream light.
Okay.
So, hang on.
I guess he's going to get the stream light and show it to us.
Why did you ask?
I don't know.
You should know better than this.
I'm sorry.
Hey, so being our guest, no call, no show today, do we want to just?
So I have a thing for stream lights versus mag lights because of the fire service. I know how incredibly tough these bastards are, and I know the licking they can take. So I had my light in this hand, hammer in my fist, ready to smack a window, and knife in this hand behind me, ready to slash and stab whatever the fuck I had to do because I couldn't get a hold of someone. So it's
There you go. Streamlight is good. I mean, and they're more dependable than mag lights. Mag lights, there are battery packs on the rechargeable ones. They tend to not last that long.
I mean, this flashlight has the same battery it's had in it for 9 years now.
Well, that is definitely a good one. Now, Rebecca, you were in the middle of saying something when Dirty Dan came back and showed us his flashlight. I think it was about the guest that we were originally supposed to have.
Yeah, I just, it's it is what it is.
Brain fart.
This is shaping up to be a great show.
Yes.
I just didn't know. Are we just gonna we have obviously just shot the shit. So are we just skipping segments and keeping it about an hour and a half?
Yeah, we will try to. And Dirty Dan actually has 2 more emails.
I still have 2 emails. But the next one directly bounces off the one that Rebecca just read, or Goose just read. No, anyway. It says, "Hello, everyone. My question is for Dan. Dan, when you lived in PA, did you ever see anything unexplained in the sky? I ask because UFOs in Lancaster are spotted on a regular basis. Some claim to have been eyewitnesses to them and even stated they saw one land. Roswell. So let me tell you about the old little corner of PA I lived in. I was right next to Lancaster. I was right next to Philadelphia. I was right next to Willow Grove Air Force Base, which was a big reconnaissance base. Limerick Generation Nuclear Station was in my backyard. The only thing we were missing was a very large body of water, but we had the Schuylkill and the Susquehanna rivers, where 3 Mile Island was. So there was weird shit there all the time. And Amish, actually, after watching Ancient Aliens again, the Amish kind of remind me of early Egyptians, and they just do a lot of things that if you actually looked at it, you're like, there's no way that they could do that by hand. And there are different, I don't want to call them sects necessarily, but that have steam powered tractors with steel wheels and whatnot. You can't use rubber. There's black bumper Amish and Mennonite and black bumper Mennonite. There's ways to explain most of it, but not all of it. And they are a very strict and closed-minded living society, but it's not like they're not open-minded within themselves. don't believe in the gluttonous modern American ways, so to speak. And I do know there is shit that has landed out in Lancaster, for certain. There's also crop circles that happen in Lancaster. So all the time.
Now, you mentioned crop circles. Rebecca, what's your opinion on crop circles? I don't think I've ever asked you that before.
I feel like we've had this conversation.
Okay.
We have.
Well, see,
So
I thought that me and Dirtydan did on like a radio show, but I didn't know if you were on it or not. But
there's only been like one radio show I've been on because I can't edit too much. What did he say? What'd you say?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, nothing. He was laughing.
I was laughing at you.
He was laughing at you.
What were we talking about? Oh, crop
circles.
So the crop circles, so they're only viewable really from an aerial perspective.
Right.
Okay, so let's start there. The other thing, the other fact that I want to add in there is that the soil is more nutrient and more fertile, and crops grow better and all that, right? And the way that, like, there's a whole Ancient Alien episode that I was very intently watching on this, and
through your eyelids.
This one I watched, okay? It was about the mermaids where I woke up in another dimension, all right? But the way that, because there's been fake crop circles, right? Where they've tried to like push it with like the board and like lay it down that way, but it's still broken, and they see a pattern into the cornfield. They see the path where the corn's been broken into it. Even if you're careful, you can still see where you're moving around. And it wasn't as symmetrical and clean as the crop circles. So I think, and they're set up in certain ways too, in certain parts where they're significantly placed to other markers. It is 100% either a map of some sort, a marking, or like a checkpoint or a message, so that other extraterrestrial beings know whatever they're trying to communicate.
That makes sense. We have some good comments there, and we have a question as well. Is it because the Amish use less technology? Like, is there a study anywhere that checks the technology versus crop circles? Random question. Very good question. Dirtydan, I'll let you answer that.
I mean, and that's why I reference him to similar to what I see the ancient Egyptians as, where it's very of the land. It's very community driven. It's man powered. It's nothing fancy. It's all done and appreciated by hand. And then, there's perfectly cut stone that is several hundred tons, stacked several hundred feet high. I don't care who you are or how many people you got. With the technology today and all the extreme 5-axis machines and everything, you can't cut stone that straight. It wasn't done by us back then. And the same thing with the Amish. Like, they have some very, frankly, neat ways of building things. But, you can do a notch and pole barn that's one story or 1.5 story, and have a community raise it in a couple days. That's no problem. But Rebecca, you've been to Shady Maple. That was built by them. Everything in there. There are other buildings and in the New Holland area that are far beyond what someone or some people using hand tools and manual labor should be ever capable of doing. And there's water systems, and I don't mean natural creeks and streams that just happen to flow through a little berm of land. Like, it's like underground aqueducts that go through the hills because society came in and decided to put a giant landfill, one of the oldest landfills out there, right in the middle of their home. right in the middle of their land and just claimed a giant mountainous area and says, this is ours, this is where we're putting our trash. And, you know, all that wastewater runoff, they gotta get around it somehow. And suddenly there's fucking tunnels.
And Chaotic 603 says, if you know, and talking about crop circles, it takes forever by hand if you make them with a board and a rope and so forth. Rebecca mentioned a really interesting fact: the nutrients in the soil. That is what makes me tend to think that they could be real, and you know, I don't know how they got there. Yes, Rebecca.
I've been sitting here thinking. I'm thinking, did you see the smoke?
Yes.
Billowing out?
Yes.
What if maybe it's not aerial? What if, because with the soil being fertile and like the minerals and stuff, and I just go into like the magnetism that the earth has, maybe it's almost something from
Below.
Earth, and as below, that's almost magnetizing it to like they get sucked.
What was that?
No.
That's what she said. That is a very good theory. I've never thought about that.
Soil gets more fertile because it collects the minerals over, like it draws everything in.
I have never thought about that. Dirty Dan, before you read your last email, I want to ask you guys, did you see the picture of the alleged creature that was captured on Mars by our rover? Or it was the Chinese. One rover allegedly captured a picture. It looks like a dog that's on Mars. It's in the distance. It's just like a black shape, and it has 4 legs and so forth. Did you guys see that?
I have not.
Okay. Has anybody watching saw that? You can comment yes if you saw it.
What is it? I can pull it up.
Okay. Dirty Dan, you want to go ahead and read your next email, and I'll try to send this to her.
Yeah. So it starts out saying an unknown and unidentified being sits in the background and watches as Bolin sits down to write his weekly email to the gang at Here to Chew Bubblegum. Hello, gang. I sure did have a great time last week on my trip to Bunker Studios. It's always nice to get to sit down with friends that are more like family, and it was at this time when the unknown and unidentified being interjected with Bolin's weekly email and attempted to communicate with Mr. Cox. The following is the found footage transcript of what happened next. Oh, pardon me, but hey, where did you come from? I'm not going to try this spaceman voice, but the unidentified being says, "Hello, Earthling, I come in peace." Bolin then replied, "Oh, good. You scared me there for a second. What's your name? Why are you here in my tool shed?" The being replies back, "My name is Five Holes. I come in peace. I'm here to protect you from harm." Bolin says, "Five Holes? That's an interesting name. You know, Five Holes, you sound a lot like Optimus Prime." "Yes, I purposely wanted Optimus Prime's voice, so you'd trust me. Do you trust me, Bolin Cox?" "Well, Five Holes, you have not given me a reason not to. Hey, why did you say you were here again?" "Your Earth is in immediate danger." "Danger? What is it, Five Holes? Tell me what I can do." "I will tell you, but first you must fill my 5 holes, and all the solutions will be yours." There it is. Sally Jean 2, grab the Swiffer Sweeper, 2-in-1 dry and wet XL multi-surface cleaner, and come to the tool shed quickly. Tell no one. 5 Holes replies, "Yes, that's it. Bring the Swiffer Sweeper and prepare to fill 5 holes. Sally Jean Sue then says, "Okay, honey, I'm here with the Swiffer. You ready with the..." "Honey? Why are you standing in the corner with your pants down? Honey? Bolin?" And then there was a giant, violent, slightly wet fart. And that was it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bolin Cox. And we did like having him in the studio, him and Justin Perkins, a few weeks ago. You guys are welcome back anytime.
I gotta email Justin Perkins back. I'm done giving him shit.
Yeah.
I'm done.
And while Dirtydan was reading that, I forwarded Rebecca the email of the alleged picture of the Mars creature.
Yeah,
And,
I got it. You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, pull it up. And I want your guys' opinion on what you think this is. I mean, that is not a rock. First, I don't know where this picture was took at.
Arizona.
Well, possibly.
I'd say it looks like a wild boar.
Well,
yeah.
that is the same thing that I thought that I was going to ask. I mean, to me, that looks like a boar, because it definitely could be a bison. But to me, it looks like a boar because, you can see how far away in that one it was taken. But, that's definitely, there's been, I won't say legit because I don't know what ones that they have released, that's on Mars, if we're even there with a rover, that have been rock formations. This one, first, I don't think it was taken by a rover. I don't think it was from Mars, but I just wanted your guys' opinion on it because when I saw this, I laughed. I thought, yeah, right. There's no way in hell that was captured by a Mars rover.
Goose, let me ask you something. Do you have any friends, or maybe anyone on the stream and chat here? Does anybody have any friends that have software and are capable of determining the root pixel structure of a picture? Because Mark Rober, who is a YouTuber that I have followed for a long time, was a NASA engineer and actually built the Perseverance rover.
Okay.
And he said that any and every image that they take, all of them are transmitted back at 300 by 300 pixels because that is the largest file they can safely get back intact. And what they do is they'll take 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 pictures of just slightly next to, above, other side, and below, and kind of mesh and blend all the pixels together. So if you can separate that and find multiple 300 by 300 pixel pictures, then it has a better chance of being an actual photo than not.
Well, Rebecca.
I have a question. If it's taking like snapshot, like when you hold your phone down and it like does like the burst pictures,
yeah.
and it, like you can see like the movement. Is it moving? Like, is it walking? Why didn't it run? Why didn't the rover go after it?
That is a very good question.
Like, is it moving?
The
it
rover's
looks
only
like it's in the same position.
The rover's only able to go like 3 or 4 miles an hour at top speed.
Okay, but if the little boar creature is fucking booking it across Mars, then like it should be boom, and then like it should be. Why isn't it moving?
I like some of the comments there. It looks like a turd. That's a buffalo, Pumbaa. Now I see a boar, short legs.
Jungle, the mighty jungle.
Oh, wee my whack, oh, wee my whack. Could be anything, but not from Mars. NASA's Kitchen Edition. Come on. If you're really going to put photos like that out, do better. We
got better pictures of fucking Bigfoot, for Christ's sake.
I just
and that white creature that's a Bigfoot cross with something else are going around here lately.
Well, but all right, think about how many people may see that, and they'll actually fall for that hook, line, and sinker, and they'll actually believe that. Come on now. I do believe some odd and crazy things, some may think, but hopefully I'm able to interpret, good. A lot, who the hell knows what I was even getting ready to say. I do want to thank everyone for sending in the email. You can always call, text, or leave a voicemail by calling 606-373-3396. That's 606-373-3396. Yes, please read that comment.
So
Rebecca.
We can get, this is my theory, right? Thank you, Emmy. Again, we could get images from other galaxies right into the fucking time continuum But we can't get a clear picture of this dude.
Definitely.
Fucking facts. All right, are we doing the email thing? Because I gotta go to another section.
Yeah, Dirtydan, Rebecca's email, she wants to change it to another account. So after you read mine and yours, she can tell us how to email her.
Okay. Well, you can email into the show too. You can reach us at goose@heretechewbubblegum.com, dirtydan@heretechewbubblegum.com, email into the show at heretechewbubblegum@yahoo.com, or you can email Rebecca at flockingqueen@gmail.com.
That is it. Again, thank you guys very much. Do you guys want to take a short break and then come back and we'll do the question of the week responses and wrap everything up for this week? Sounds good. If you're listening to the podcast show, you are going to be hearing a new segment followed by a special announcement from the Spooky family. You're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. We'll be back in just a moment. On Thursday, July 28th, 2022, a lot of families in southeastern Kentucky woke up to flood, devastation, and despair. Hello, everyone. I'm Goose from Here to Chew Bubblegum, and I'm proud to say that I'm from Eastern Kentucky. Our area has experienced some of the worst flooding that we have ever saw. In just 2 hours, 8 to 12 inches of rain fell, leaving many families homeless. They lost their homes, property, family heirlooms, and quite a few have lost their lives. You can help and support people in Eastern Kentucky get back on their feet. All you have to do is go to teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky.gov. Again, you can go to teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky.gov. You can make a donation. If you live locally, please get in touch with someone in your community to find out how you can help. Thank you very much. God bless. Greetings. For Here to Chew Bubblegum News, I am Goose. A metal spear lands in Mexico. A strange mystery is currently unfolding in Mexico after a well-known meteorologist claimed that an odd metal spear had fallen from the sky and subsequently been whisked away by authorities. The very weird case reportedly began last Sunday night when prominent weather personality Isidro Cano Luna took to social media with a photo of a puzzling orb sitting atop some vegetation. The meteorologist informed his followers that the curious object had plummeted from the sky and landed atop a tree in the city of Veracruz. The weatherman went on to say the witnesses to the spear's descent indicated that it made a sound but did not display any fiery characteristics. Observing that the orb appears to be a very hard plastic or alloyed of various metals, Luna noted that the spear sports an antenna and said that it may have been a piece of a Chinese rocket, cautioning the public that they should not touch the object since it could be radioactive. The meteorologist called upon the Mexican government to dispatch a specialized team to retrieve the ball so that it could be studied. Luna was particularly perplexed by what he described as a code on the outside of the ball and theorized these spears have timing mechanisms that, when triggered, may cause the orb to open and show the valuable information contained inside. NASA knows how to keep secrets. Everyone down to the cleaners and cooks signs non-disclosure papers when they get a job at NASA. Therefore, everything related to NASA always has a hint of secrets and fantasy. In a long interview on radio, Norman Berggren, a former NASA employee who is at the age of 89, spoke about the many alien civilizations in space. But the most interesting thing is that Norman told about a distant planet, Neptune. According to him, on this planet, the ice is about 2.523 kilometers thick, and there is liquid water under it, only with a different chemical composition. Recently, NASA spacecraft for the first time recorded geysers beating from the bowels of the planet. It is also a proven fact that from time to time, volcanic eruptions occur on Neptune, and that it's even quite developed. These are multicellular aquatic organisms, very vaguely reminiscent of dolphins. Civilizations on the planet are biological, but with other principles of respiration and the other chemical process. According to The American in 1978, NASA had a whole department with contactees who contacted representatives of other civilizations, and one of them was an inhabitant of Neptune. True, there was no communication, but representatives of the aquatic habitat had no speech to communicate, and their extrasensory abilities are much inferior even to human ones. However, contactees have traveled to the oceans of Neptune and have seen various creatures. Most of them are completely shapeless. Norman Berggren said that NASA seriously wants to drill into the ice sheet of Neptune and lower a device into the ocean. That operation is planned by 2046, but the timing can be adjusted. So maybe in our lifetime, we will see the mysterious creatures of other planets. 45 years after its launch, NASA's Voyager 1 is still traveling beyond our solar system. However, the veteran spacecraft is suddenly sending back unusual data that is baffling to its engineers. While the probe is still operational, readouts from its altitude and control systems do not appear to match the spacecraft's motions and orientation, suggesting that the ship is unsure of its location in space. As it maintains the craft's antenna pointed directly at our planet, the AACS is crucial for Voyager to give NASA data on its surrounding interstellar environment. A mystery like this is sort of par for the course. At this stage of the Voyager mission, the spacecraft are both about 45 years old, which is beyond what the mission planners anticipated. Suzanne Dodd, a project manager of Voyager 1 and 2 at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, said in a statement, Voyager 2 probe, Voyager 1's twin, is operating correctly according to NASA. Voyager 1, which was launched in 1977 to study the outer planets of our solar system, has outlasted predictions and continues to relay data back to Earth. In 2012, the pioneering spaceship exited our solar system and entered interstellar space. It has already traveled 14.5 billion miles from Earth, making it the farthest human-made object. It takes about 20 hours and 33 minutes to get Voyager's current interstellar location, so a round-trip message between the space agency and Voyager takes around 2 days. According to documents released by the Pentagon, time travel and anti-gravity technologies may be available to humans and could help us visit other worlds. 1,500 files shed light on the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, also known as ATIP, which was a secret Pentagon UFO program. This publication was made possible after a 4-year legal battle following the Freedom of Information request from the Sun Online. One of the papers looks at how anti-gravity technology can be used to create aircraft and spacecraft and states that, quote, the effects can be realized by manipulating space-time. There is also a look at how to manipulate gravity. The report says it may be possible to create exotic phenomenon such as faster than light travel and time mechanisms. It also added that wormholes in space can be used for interstellar travel. These documents, which the Sun called the bombshell, were released by the U.S. Department of Defense Intelligence Agency. These includes plans to send multiple single-pilot spacecraft to colonize deep space, as well as research into how humans can control robots with their minds. It has been found that one person can fly no more than 4 spaceships. But in the papers, scientists are wondering if our brains can be developed to improve this ability. ATIP was in operation for 5 years, starting in 2007, and was led by Luis Elizondo, who believes that the existence of UFOs have been proven beyond reasonable doubt. And rounding out the news stories this week, our last story takes us to Mississippi, where a man said his pet cat helped him prevent a robbery at his home, and he credits the calico with possibly saving his life. Bandit, a 20-pound cat, lives with her retired owner, Fred Everett, in the Tupelo suburb of Belden, when at least 2 people tried to break into a home they shared last week. The cat did everything she could to alert Everett of the danger. "You hear of guard dogs," said Everett, 68. "This is a guard cat." The attempted robbery occurred sometime between 2:30 and 3 a.m. on July 25th. Everett said he was first awoken by Bandit's meows in the kitchen. Then she raced to the bedroom, jumped onto the bed, and began pulling the comforter off him and clawing his arms. Everett knew something was wrong. She had never done that before, Everett said. "I went, 'What in the world is wrong with you?' Everett got up to investigate and saw 2 young men outside his back door. One had a handgun and the other was using a crowbar to try to pry the door open, he said. Everett said by the time he retrieved a handgun and returned to the kitchen, the would-be intruders had already fled. Everett told the newspaper that he did not call the police. He said that the situation could have been different without Bandit. It did not turn into a confrontational situation, thank goodness, Everett said, but I think it's only because of the cat. Everett adopted Bandit from the Tupelo Lee Humane Society about 4 years ago. For Here to Chew Bubblegum News, I am Goose. Have a great day.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening, guys. This is Elliot with the Spooky Family Podcast, and yeah, we know the Summer of Sam has maybe fizzled out. Not really. So what's happening is, just like always, life has decided to throw a couple curveballs our way. Not even brand new. Like, we knew there might be days coming when we were all three busy, but nothing like we have experienced in the last couple weeks. Yeah, so Spooky Family Podcast is going through a little bit of a change. We are going from a weekly podcast, and I know we've not been really weekly in a while, to twice a month. And we're hoping that maybe with a little bit of leeway there, we'll be able to record a little bit more, produce a little bit more. We're hoping anyway. We're not going away. We are going to have to take a short little hiatus until everything gets back under control. Luckily, knock on wood, no severe, serious issues. Just a lot of work. We're just staying completely busy. It's our jobs. I mean, we don't do the podcast to make money. We've not made a dime. We just did it for fun, and we're doing it for fun. But the problem is sometimes, our real life jobs get in the way. Our real life problems get in the way. And we're kind of at that point right now, but we're trying to do our best to make everything possible. And like I said, I think with this new 2 episodes a month plan, we may have something going on. Please stick with us. We don't want to leave. We love this. So we're going to try to make the best of it and try to do what we can and what fits our schedules best. Gertie is working 6 days off one, then 6 more days, then off one. I'm working, gosh, it feels like 7 days a week. And I've got new responsibilities at my job, so that's taking up a lot of time. And then the same with Beagle. And it's we're getting back into that whole COVID crisis again. It's hard to get together and do this in person, but we're trying our best. Stick with us though. I promise we're good. We will be at the Pikeville Twin Comic Convention on August the 20th, so make sure you come and check us out. We'll have some awesome stickers and some other stuff for sale, and just maybe, we just want to get out and meet everybody. Hopefully we'll see a bunch of our podcasting brothers over there, brothers and sisters, and we hope everything's good there. Just to finish off, if you're the praying sort, please pray for Miss Tanya Darrenberger. She's not feeling real well, and she called today and checked on us, and we just want to send our love out to her, and we hope she's feeling great. Pray for my little community of Floyd County. I don't know how many people listen, know Floyd County, but we recently had 3 police officers and a police dog killed in cold blood, ambushed, and it's really shaking our community. It's really shaking our little towns, and a lot of good people feeling a lot of pain off that. So please, if you're out there, remember us on that. Big shout outs to our law enforcement and our first responders. I know there are issues around the world, but I can honestly tell you Eastern Kentucky, especially my little county, has the best first responders in the world. I'll stand by that. I'll die on that hill. With that being said, guys, thank you so much once again for everything you do, for listening to us, for getting all the word out. It's a rough time right now, but the Spooky family is here. We love you guys. Please write in, let us know how you're doing. Let us get caught up with you all, and hopefully we'll be able to continue the Summer of Sam, and maybe 1 week from today, and we'll start our new schedule 1 week from today. So guys, thank you all so much. It's been stick with us. I can't apologize enough. I know we're going back on our Summer of Sam schedule, but guys, listen, sometimes life throws you a curveball and you got to swing, and sometimes you hit it, sometimes you miss it. So we've missed a couple lately, but we're getting back up to bat. So all right, guys, thanks so much, and bye-bye.
Strange what desire will make foolish people do. Well, I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. No, I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No,
She's been called crazy. She's been called a cult leader. We call her Rebecca. And you're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum.
And welcome back. Dirtydan, you look very nice, very handsome, very, very handsome.
Thanks, Goose. It's the lighting. It's not me. It's the lighting.
And that was Justin Perkins that messaged me that and told me to pass that along to you.
Oh.
Not really. Let's see. While I'm
like how he
reading,
jokes about a compliment.
Wow.
you know I love you, man. While I'm reading some responses from the question of the week 2 weeks ago, Dirty Dan, you be thinking of a new question of the week.
Got it.
Okay. The question of the week, 2 weeks ago, the last time that we did a show and asked a question was, have you experienced anything strange or unusual since CERN fired up the large Hadron Collider on July 5th, 2022? And we had a lot of comments about people noticing some strange stuff. Some of those, let's see, Chaotic 603 said, is this a trick question? Total shift back to nature and people's surroundings. Went from everybody's head in the clouds to hyper-focused. Maypole 8 says, when it started back up so much, including time moving differently and unusually hot weather. It has been damn hot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Snarl Slops. Hopefully I said that right.
It's okay. It's Gunnar Slop.
Okay.
It's Narslops. It's Narslops.
Gunnar Slops. Mr. Slops. Or
No,
Miss
it's Alicia.
Miss. It's Alicia.
Mrs. Well, Alicia said, silent ball lightning, massive downpours without being predicted by weather peeps, and constant headaches. Have you guys noticed that the lightning in your area has definitely been different than what it normally had been? It actually woke me up one night. I mean, just the lightning, no thunder, just the lightning, just the patterns and the.
Because you can hear the fucking electricity.
That may have been what it has been. Let's see. Free Spirit 49 says the clouds, the lightning with this morning's storm. I've never seen lightning like that. That is another one that's also noticed it. I definitely noticed it as well. Really crazy is people in the area I work with wiping feces on building walls. It's really getting nuts here. That is from Red Cat 61. God bless you, Red Cat 61. Let's see. A few more. 77 Truth says, I've had massive headaches that make me want to vomit. I've not had headaches, but I have been nausea and sick to my stomach. Especially a few times last week that actually happened. Erica 3781, my intuition has become stronger. I'm quick to call people on their bullshit now. Good. That is a good trait to have. People's actually told me in the past that I've been too blunt. So, I'd rather somebody be honest with me than to lie to me. And yes, I may be too blunt, but I'm trying to work on it and be more tactful.
Just tell them to go find Bless then.
There you go. Let's see here. Let me read one more. Mrs. Warrior Mama says, new Mandela effects I've never heard before. The Marcana music video changed, and the hip is ready. Whip was removed. So, definitely a lot of strange things going on that are unexplained. People can't explain them.
Like puddles showing up on my floor.
Definitely. Hey, that definitely could be CERN.
The Macarena dance. Yeah,
You made a comment there. Dirty Dan, what am I supposed to do with that? I guess that is about the new question of the week. Okay.
No,
it's about
gotcha.
Because it's dated from the 22nd of April and not July 5th, because I really believe that they turned it off on July 5th.
Right.
And that's why everything has amplified, because it's not being suppressed anymore by whatever the fuck it was doing in the first place.
That's what I'm saying. That link was supposed to be the relaunch, whatever they're doing on the 5th of July. Mm. But as she said, it's from 3 months prior. And that's why I said, if you really want some
Maybe you should drop it in Telegram then.
Real Questions and Concerns, that's apparently the live recorded video of it relaunching. So I will put it in Telegram.
Okay, thank you.
Can you click on Dad bass guitar's comment there really quick?
I got to get you a list of names.
Well, hey, I will use their aliases or stage names. It's about to go really nuts. The magnetic poles are headed towards the Indian Ocean. It's going to rock like nothing we have seen in about 12,000 years. Now, there is some different articles on different science websites and so forth that talk about how the Earth is moving. Some people say it's spinning faster than what it was a few years ago. And some people say it is shifting a little bit. Have you guys read any articles or said anything or heard anything in regards to that?
I feel like this has already been happening. Like, we're just talking about it again.
So you're experiencing deja vu.
It's kind of like the flu.
Well, no, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, that too. But wait, what?
So it's kind of like the flu. We're just talking about it again now.
The flu doesn't exist anymore. COVID took that.
No. Go ahead.
So to get back to what you were saying, Rebecca, what were you going to say?
I don't remember.
Okay. Dirtydan.
That train sailed already. It's gone.
Dirtydan, when she has a good train of thought, why do you interrupt her that way?
She was going fine until you reacted, and then she goes, "What did you say?"
No, that was you. Dirtydan, can you give us a new question?
Question of the week.
Yes.
How would you explain this country or your country's justice system to an extraterrestrial being?
How would you explain this country, your country's
justice system to an extraterrestrial being?
How would you explain it? Like the U.S.?
Run.
Run.
Fuck.
I would, yeah, like FUKT. I would try to. Well, first off, I'd have to figure out how to explain the entire shit show that it is, because it's not like I always feel like any and all of the civilizations have like a high court or high council, and like it's just always the same people that are in charge or responsible for punishments. And here, you'll probably never get the same person twice for anything. And here, it's all based on opinions of people after they are allowed to decipher and form their own opinion based on what they want to see. And I don't think it's fair. And I think it's done very poorly, disorganized, and bass-ackwards.
I think it's done 100% on purpose because of the legalese, which is a whole nother language and separates us from the maritime law because we are actually governed under the water. Again, the water, right? And not the land, which then when we understand something, we are actually standing under that too. Like, there's so much that goes into the breakdown of that. Like, it's done by design. But yeah, I completely agree with you.
I think it needs a complete overhaul. I think that it is not fair. I think years ago, long time ago, that it was more on the level than what it is now. It's nowhere near where it used to be. You see people, like Dr. B said a few weeks ago, you see people that hurt children and they get out in a few years. You get somebody selling marijuana and they get 5 to 10, 15, 20 years.
Because it's about what you know.
That does not make any sense to me.
Not what you did.
Yeah, definitely. And that does not make any sense to me. I do think that our state, Kentucky, very soon we'll be joining a growing list of states where marijuana is legal. I think that we will benefit from it. Our state, as far as jobs and growth and economy, I think we'll benefit from it big time. Word is, and I've not watched I've not read any news sites since Friday, and I have been reading those just to keep up with the flood back here. Word is, okay, the president is supposed to be in the Bunker Studios area tomorrow, okay, to meet people and, all this yada yada stuff. But he tested positive for COVID on Friday. How can he test positive for COVID on Friday, come back here to this area, and spreading his COVID ass germs around to everybody? I mean, if it's not canceled. Because it's the flu, you say?
Yep. A mild form of the flu.
Well, I will say this. Our area could benefit from the $40 million or $40 billion that they gave Ukraine.
41 billion.
Yeah. Our area could definitely benefit.
Well, and like the other one we could really benefit from is that $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill that has, I think, only $1.8 million of it actually going to infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice to get because, there's a lot of bridges and roads that need fixed.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Again, our question of the week is, how would you explain your country's justice system to an extraterrestrial being? You can always... Yes, Dirtydan, would you...
Yeah, read that comment.
My comment?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because Shitmess and I went the same place because we just recently watched The Arrival, and we're like, well, we have to make sure that they understand the basis of our language and what we're even saying to them. But I think your question of the week is assuming that both you and the extraterrestrial have a complete open communication, you understand the communication, we don't have to break down the language.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
How did you like the movie, The Arrival?
Amazing. Watch it and then watch it again.
I've only watched it once. I did like it though. I did think it was a good movie.
Watch it now,
mm-hmm.
knowing what you know.
I will have to do that.
That's why we're doing the Flocker flicks, because we're re-experiencing all of these movies basically with a completely different mindset, and there's stuff in there that we're we just watched Half Baked Friday and we're like, oh fuck, they're talking about the Tuskegee
Airmen.
Tuskegee.
Thank you. Experiment. We're like, oh shit, they're just right out with it. The whole thing. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you can answer the question of the week by call, text, or leaving a voicemail, area code 606-373-3396. Or you can email Goose here at teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky.gov, Dirtydan here at teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky, Rebecca at Flockingqueen@gmail.com. Or you can comment on the Queen's TikTok video that she'll be posting later on today or tomorrow whenever she has time, asking, how would you explain your country's justice system to an extraterrestrial being? Very nice.
That's it. That's the show.
Dirtydan, before I turn it over to you, I want to give a shout out to our TikToker of the week. I'm talking about Amy, also known as Maypole8. Our TikTok shout out of the week goes to Maypole8. Be sure to check her content out on TikTok. And don't forget about upcoming episodes of Reading with Rebecca, Cooking with Dirtydan, and The Shipwreck Show. And once again, the Here to Chew Bubblegum website has been updated, and I will continue with regular updates. Dirtydan, turning it over to you, my friend.
So as always, be sure to go over and share some love, show some support to some other close friends of the show. I'm talking about DJ Nikki of Carbon Capture Shield. You can check them out at carboncaptureshield.com. See the good they are bringing and spreading and helping to bring this earth back to a sustainable place so we don't all have to board a ship built by Elon Musk and go to Mars. Don't forget to check out our friends over at Adventures with Purpose. You can go adventureswithpurpose.com or check them out on YouTube, especially with the recent events here in Kentucky. Services like what they do for free, entirely volunteer, are definitely going to be needed. And, every little bit helps. So go check them out. Go give them support. And Goose's favorite to say, our friends over at tillvalhallaproject.com, TVP team, spread the message, spread the awareness, spread the word.
And I'm going to do things just a little bit differently this week. You guys do know the people that we usually plug and support on the way out. This week, and possibly for the next couple of weeks, I want to encourage everyone, just please keep our state in your thoughts, in your prayers. Send us love, peace, good vibes, good energy. And if you live in a state and want to make a supply run, there is websites all over the state that tell you what we need here in Eastern Kentucky. And you could also, if you're listening internationally or across the United States, across the world, across the globe, you can check out teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky.gov. From there, it explains what has happened, and you can make a donation. Again, that's teamekyfloodrelieffund.ky.gov. That'll do it for this week. We'll see you next week. What am I doing? That'll do it for this. Wait. Before we go, if you want to awaken more, be sure to check out Rebecca Short on TikTok and Twitch. That'll do it for this week. We'll see you next week, and until then, so long for now.
Maybe I'm not leaving. Maybe I'm just going home.
Flocker out.
Thanks for listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. Tune in next time as we dive deeper into things the government doesn't want us to know.